No, but Liberty, if timer come inside where you know if you finish your point some way, you know.
Give us time. Give us time. Maybe 3 minutes. Then you have your
No,
round.
no time. But when you finish, then somebody will come. Because you know if you talk.
Okay, let me go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. So as I was saying, you know, a lot of things have come up from the Ghana media. And these things, it just takes for you to go make your findings and realize that these things are not true. First of all, they were saying that Afrobeat originated from Amachidede. Then the music, the narrative had made the rounds for too long. No Nigerian came out to contest it. Nobody's saying anything. Why? Because we don't have time for such. So DJ Paco Rich took his time out of curiosity, went to Ebo Taylor, and interviewed him and asked him the question that they are saying Afrobeats emanated from you, through you, it came from you. And the man said, no, that's not true. The video is on YouTube. That was 2 years ago. He said that's not true. That Fela was doing his Afrobeats from Nigeria before he came to Ghana. In fact, that Fela was the one even encouraging them to do their own traditional music. I'm not saying my own words. The video is on YouTube. Go and watch it. Then, going forward, when they were saying DJ Abrante was the one who started because he was hosting a show on a station in the UK. You know, that narrative went on far. The next thing was that Adeshokwe went and interviewed DJ Abrante and asked him, those two things you are saying, that I'm countering them now. Adeshokwe went to the UK, went to Abrante rather, interviewed him and asked him the question. They said that you are the one who named the genre Afrobeat. He said it's a lie, that's not true. And I'm not just saying my words, it's on YouTube, you can go and check. So all these things that have gained grounds in the Ghana media have been disproved. They have been disproved, and not just by anyone, but by those people they accredit those things to. They have been disproved. Now, you said something that Ghana started music before Nigeria. That's a non-starter. Why it's a non-starter is that since the beginning of time, every human and in every culture that God has created, so long as one thing can hit on the other and create sound, and relative to your language, because language is a critical factor that influences your sound. Whatever music you sing, if you go to any ethnic group, their language is a function of the way their sound comes out. So for you to say that Ghana started music before Nigeria, I'm sure even in the time of Adam, there has been music. So where is that coming from? So when until Ghana influenced Nigeria was not singing. Now, on the issue of highlife, have you taken your time to even listen to Nigerian highlife? It's world apart from the way your Ghana highlife sounds. World apart. I'm not here to discuss who started highlife or not. That's not my issue. But the issue is we are of different culture, we are of different ethnicity, we are of different nationality. It therefore means that what the music we sing must be a function of our language influence, our ethnicity, our culture, our background. So even in Nigeria, within Nigeria, if you go to the southeast, the Igbo part of Nigeria, and come to the southwest, Yoruba part of Nigeria, the highlife they sing is not even related at all. You can't draw any nexus between both of them. Let alone Ghana that is outside. We don't sound like, go and listen to all our highlife. From Bright Chimeze, Oliver the Cook, Sir Warrior, Oriental Brothers, down to Bobby Benson, then come to Lagos, Victor Laya. Do you know that Lagos itself has its own highlife sound separate from Yoruba highlife? Victor Olaya, Orlando sounds different from Victor Olaya. They are two different, and they are both Yoruba. So the Ghana highlife and the Nigeria highlife, they has no relationship at all whatsoever. There's no nexus between them. The closest to resemblance to the Ghana highlife is Ijo, and partly Ijo. That is the only thing that sounds almost like Ghana highlife. Even at that, it is different. So I don't know where that thing came from that Ghana Ghana taught Nigeria how to sing. No civilization has taught any other civilization how to sing. It has never happened in this world. Every nation that God has created on earth has its own sound relative to its language. I so submit. I'll come back when I have response.
Right. So Dipoti just sent me some screenshots. And it says high life, type of West African popular music and dance that originated in Ghana in the late 19th century, later spread to Western Nigeria and flourished in both countries in the 1950s. The earliest form of high life was performed primarily primarily by brass bands along the Ghanaian coast. So Google say high life that from Ghana. You know.
Like I said when I was talking, I said I'm not here to debate where high life came from or anything. That was not my point of talk. My point of talk was every nation has its own sound, every ethnicity, every language.
Please, you people should allow me to, at least when it comes to my turn, you should allow me to.
Yeah, but your turn.
A little bit, please,
Yeah.
because we are trying to understand each other. We are not trying to fight each other. We are trying to learn. All of us, we are not there before this thing came to being. All of us, we came and read the history or came and meet it. So we should not change the history. Once the history is there, there's no two ways about that. That today Nigeria is doing well when it comes to music and movie. There's no two ways about that. Do you get me? But when the history is there, we should not change the history. That's the thing. Ghana, we didn't capitalize on what we know how to do best, and we let it slide. And so people took it to a different level. Somebody's saying about, you're saying about what's the name? The high life that is in Nigeria. Me, I stayed in Nigeria before. I stayed in Agbado Kolinti. My mom used to sell watch it at the train station and everything. So the days of the Daddy Shoki and everything that you people were saying, Daddy Shoki and then Daddy Fayu, that you people were talking about, those people, they started as a hip life artist. They started as a reggae. When you listen to their sound reggae and dancehall a little bit, that's how they're singing. They're sounding. When it comes to the hip life thing, rap, put rap and the singing together form, we know it started from Ghana. There's no two ways about that, but just because sometimes some people may do it, we started doing it in tree, but it cut across because it's not English, but it cut across because it's something that maybe it's a new wave that Ghanaians were doing. Music with rap, because we know hip hop. Hip hop, they started doing hip hop, and then when you check the history of West Africa, the people that started hip hop, according to Google, it started from Senegal, and you can't dispute that. That is the history. But maybe some people took it to a different level. Today, when it comes to music video, today Nigeria were doing better. But in the early 2000s, everybody can go and watch early 2000 videos from Nigeria and watch early 2000 videos from Ghana. You can't compare Nigeria and Ghana when it comes to visuals. Ghana were ahead of Nigeria when it comes to visuals, music videos. Bam, not from here. The time that Ibrahim Mohinijan came to Ghana, started shooting videos, the 1990s, the 2000s, the 2001, 2002. Later, famous films too came in with a different level. That time, Nigeria, when you watch Nigerian video, it's like they were playing. But today, you can't compare the Nigerian with Ghana. And that's the reality. So sometimes when we are talking, it's not like we are trying to compete, but the history shows that our eyes will open on something before Nigerians will capitalize on it. And that's the history. Whether we like it or not, we can't dispute it. Today, Nigeria is doing way better than Ghana when it comes to music, when it comes to movie. We can't compete. And there's no competition between Nigeria and Ghana when it comes to the music, because Nigeria understand their craft to a level, And then kudos. I tell them last time on this space, I tell them that I understand Nigerian music so well to a level that I feel like we should now we should learn from them. What they did and they get it better. We should try and learn from them. They did something in their space in Nigeria. There's no two ways about that. This conversation, people doesn't want to doesn't want to hear it. But that's the truth. Nigeria closed their space for some time. They give only 20% for foreign music when it comes to America, South Africa, Ghana, and everybody. 20%. The rest of the airwaves belong to Nigerian airwaves, Nigerian music. So I envy them on that. I feel like they capitalize on it and they make sure that they want to grow their own thing. Before, Ghana was making waves in Nigeria. The days of you may kiss the bride, Boli is making wave. The days of VIP, the days of TikTok, the days of Misbah, the days of majority of the songs make wave in Nigeria. Before the Kenny's music collaboration, last time I was hearing somebody that Kenny's music signed VIP. Maybe he doesn't understand it. There was a collaboration between the record labels. Kenny's music and Goodie's music did a collaboration. That's why the Two Face is coming to Ghana and the VIP too were going to Nigeria. So once Nigeria, they are smart to a level that they capitalize on it. Now their sound is coming to Nigeria, Ghana a lot. And all of a sudden they close their market. Or Ghanaian sound should not make wave in that space again. And that one is not a problem. Like America is doing it every time. There's no two ways about it. You can see music. If it is not now that Afrobeat break the boundaries, that Afrobeat is making wave in some of the clubs in America and everything. But till today, when you go to American airwaves, we are not in America, but you can monitor it or you can check it. When you check their space, like Afrobeat is playing, but there's no two ways about that. The American music is more way ahead of every music that is playing on their airwaves. But when it comes to club and pubs, definitely there's a time that we play the Afrobeat sound and everything. But even with that one, the hip hop and everything dominates in America. But in Ghana, foreign music dominates in our space, and that's our problem. And when you bring this topic, people are saying that because our sound is not good. That's not true. Because when you feed people with certain sound and the people fall in love with it, there's nothing that you can do about it. Definitely, the people will love it. But when you force your people on certain sound, trust me, they may fall in love with that sound and jump to it every time. It should be an agenda. That's my problem. There's no competition between Ghana and Nigeria when it comes to currently what Nigeria were doing with their movies and with their music. We can't compete with them. But the history shows that they started everything. They've seen it from us and they took it to a different level. That's the history. So that's my conversation. Whether you like it or not, the history shows that music, movie, Ghana started it first before Nigeria. According to Google, according to everywhere, the history shows that. You can check it on your Google. Between Ghana and Nigeria, movie, who started it first? Between Ghana and Nigeria, music, who started it first? You see it. It's out there. It's not something that I'm trying to frame. So that's my point. Maybe if you have some questions, you can ask me.
Ekene, do you want to go or I go?
Okay, let me go. Let me go. And I hope I don't miss anything. Okay, so now to start with, all right. So to start with, first of all, what you said about VIP, Miss Bell, all them guys, them Castro. Nobody's disputing. For many of us, we know that there was a music collaboration between Kenny's music and Goodie's music. We knew that. But so that I start from this point, then touch all the items that you raised. Now, during this era that you were talking about, it's just like my colleagues, Tacoma and Cody, said the other time. Today, I think it was 2 years ago when Black Sheriff released his second song, the remix, We Could the Hustler. Those songs, they charted in Nigeria. They were big songs. Sugar Cane were big songs in Nigeria. Exactly, Could the Traveler. Those songs were big songs in Nigeria. It was getting massive airplay. But that did not take away from the fact that the leading industry at that time is Nigeria. I don't know if you understand. You had your take. There was something, I think it was Paco Rich that said so. One of the guys that said, look, during this era you were mentioning, Ghanaian songs were big in Ghana and they were big in Nigeria. But the Nigerians had their own thing. Now, I follow the music space in Africa. You see this conversation you guys are having? Cameroon is having that same conversation. The South, and for many people they don't know, Cameroon have the South, the French speaking and the English speaking side. They are having the same conversation. Congo is having the same conversation.
Jamaica is having it.
Jamaica is having this conversation with Nigeria. It's not like maybe I'm saying any other country. Cameroon in their history, they are mentioned. I know the funny thing is that
mute yourself, you're echoing.
All right. So is it the funny thing that even makes this thing fun is that we follow the Ghanaian space. Like just like I said, we follow what's happening in Africa. Ghana, Congo, Tanzania, Kenya. These guys are having that conversation. South Africa, they're having that conversation. Now, where the thing is even fun is that when Ghanaians are talking about their music history, we are talking about Ghanaian music history, they always dabble into Nigeria. But when Nigeria is saying his own music history, it is saying a straight line. It's not calling names. Now, mind you, the same era that you're speaking about, there was a time Makusa was big. Why Makusa was big, Awilu, all them guys, they were shutting the whole place. Just like Vibe said, they were fucking up the whole area. Nigerians still had their own artists, and these guys were the biggest artists on the continent. Makusa till date is respected more in Nigeria compared to his home country. I'm not capping you. Makusa as he is respected more in Nigeria. Kofi Olumide, Arab, all these guys. Now, in that same era, in South Africa also too, there was an era when them and Nigeria, and what I'm saying here is so that we all learn that there's a movement about Nigerians. You know this whole saying that they say if you go to anywhere in the part of the world, you don't see Nigerians, run. No be cap. That thing is real, as in confirm. Even we as Nigerians, we tell you to as if you go anywhere and you don't find a Nigerian community, just live there. There's nothing for you there. And South African's music history also too. There's a part where they connect also with Nigeria. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying here is this. This conversation Ghana is having is only having it with Nigeria, whereas we are having it with every other person. The Awilo era, the Cameroonians felt we came to learn from them also too. The same thing that you are saying, they felt then they were doing the better music video, but the biggest artists, the biggest record labels in the continent as at that time, we are Nigerians. You see Kenny's music, I'm just thinking that Kenny's music went how it went. Well, maybe because of the turnover, because Nigeria, the music, the turnover, the record label, hits, artists is crazy. Because till today, I still feel if Two-Face comes from a different country, till today, we'll still be releasing #1 albums. But in Nigeria, the turnover is crazy. So going back to what I was saying, during that era, the Cameroonians, Congolese, they felt that they were doing better music video. And while that whole conversation was going on, their songs were popping in Nigeria. This one is not even a case of, if there's anybody that is even saying they even shut down places, stages in Nigeria, I would say the Congolese and the Cameroonians had that. They messed up the area with Makusa. Now, in South Africa also, there was a time that Nigerians were in that connection with South Africa. Even from the OGs, like all those Yvonne, Shaka, all those guys, there were a time that there was that link between them. Now, somebody else will say they came here to learn. And you know what's even painful? Just like Tacoma was saying, there's some narrative that we hear from Ghana that is just mind-busting. Like you see down that, they shut down their airwave. I will correct that notion to anybody. You see, during this era, we all can agree that during this era, the American music was the top music at that time. So today, they are still the top music. In Nigeria, we never see another black man as foreigner. It's in our blood, it's in our nature. So when you hear that whole thing that they shut the airwave to foreigners, believe you me, it has nothing to do with Ghana, it has nothing to do with Cameroon, it has nothing to do with all these guys. Why will you shut down your music to foreigners when you have a foreigner signed to your label? And mind you, during this era, many of the music, many of all those two-face eras that they started that music, they started from a radio station called Ray Power. Ray Power, Kenny's Music had I think he had a sponsored segment there. So these guys were like our channel O, like that was like our MTV base. So why would you shut down music to foreigners when you have foreigners signed to your label? I don't know if you understand. Now, that whole notion about, they shut down their air, they say play 37th. Nigeria is the music mecca of Africa. You don't know, yes, Ghanaians say, they have an open industry. Any music from anywhere comes there and there's no, that's a lie. Many of these guys know that. The same way Ghana is thinking that if they get big, if they are big in Nigeria, they are big everywhere. That's the same way the other guys are thinking. That's the same way the Cameroonians are thinking. That's the same way the Congolese are thinking. The same way, which other music country? Uganda. You have all these guys. That's the same way these guys are thinking. There are many guys. There was this guy that do Windeck.
Yep.
The guy had a song. He had a big
Cabo
song,
Snoop.
and
Cabo
it was
Snoop.
big in Nigeria. Cabo Snoop. Thank you. He had a big song. Immediately, that guy moved straight to Nigeria. So mind you, if you are saying your own industry is open, our own industry is the mecca of entertainment. Everybody watches this. Even the piano that if they're calling music hierarchy in Africa, they're calling Nigeria, you're calling South Africa. Even the South Africans, they've just learned that look, we need to work. They were having the same conversation, even till today. The South African problem is that they are big, but the music, they're not carrying the music. That's the reason why Tyler cannot do what Burna Boy is doing by shutting down arenas. She has a big song. That's the same reason why she cannot do what Wizkid is doing. I'm not sure she has even attempted O2. I'm not sure she has tried it. The only person that has done this thing from South Africa is DJ Black Coffee, if I'm not messing up his name. So they're having that same conversation in their own space. And mind you, there was a time that Nigerians were going to South Africa to shoot music videos.
Let me correct you, please. Let me correct you. No South African artist has shut down O2. Only a comedian, and that's this guy. What's his name?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was just saying, because I just don't want to be wrong. I was just leaving that open. She has big song. She's occupied in number one, but they cannot move with their music. So that's the problem South Africa. Like I'm saying, I follow what's happening in Africa. That is what South Africa, that's the conversation between South Africa and Nigeria. Now, the person that they even give credit to for Amapiano, DJ Mafarosa, he did say something about, the Nigerians came, Wizkid, he heard that sound like, that shit is crazy. Like, it was even the Nigerians that even identified the sound before they do. And before then too, Niniola has been following the Afro house in South Africa. Like, that's the mindset this guy have. Now, if these South Africans were Nigerians, they will be saying the same thing too, that the Nigerians came here to learn. The Congolese, why it was the Congolese era, Nigerians were going, as in they were featuring everybody, just like Tacoma said the last time. Yemi Alade is big in the East African markets. Why? She did the music and she found out that, collaboration, she moved. Jay Martins, the same thing. So these guys are having that same conversation that, we taught these guys. So now, who exactly now taught Nigerians this music? Sure you get. Who exactly? And mind you, from the onset, even from the Ghanaian era where you had the Osibisa, during that same era too, we had Sonia Ade, we had Fela. These guys, imagine getting the Grammy nomination, winning Grammy at that time. I don't know if you get winning Grammy at that time and the kind of movements they had. Even Kenny's music then, Two-Face went to,
Sonia Ade
I
only
think he
got
went to one of the
sorry,
Grammys.
sorry.
And
He
now,
only got a nomination. He didn't win.
that's it for Sonia Ade.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. That imagine them getting nomination at that time, mingling with these guys, as in getting being featured in Hollywood movie at that time, your music popping like. That's why when we hear these things, we feel it's always better that look, when you take ownership of your industry, trust me, you make progress by moving. But just like we've said, that whole we started it is giving a false belief. It's giving that pain relief to the guys. And mind you see when this whole stuff started, there was a time that Ghanaians were kind of mad with the way the Nigerian music were moving. Guys, I'm talking about the new school now. What I felt was that they had to demonize the Nigerian music so as to create a leverage for them breaking their own audience. Now, you hear stuff like, oh, they closed their borders, which I just debunked. Nigerians will never see Ghanaian as foreign. It might rub off like an insult, but it's not an insult. When we mean foreign, the foreign we mean is the white people.
Bros, I'm coming.
She gets.
Bros.
All right, Baba. Yes, sir.
What you are saying about Nigeria?
It's supposed to be my turn to talk.
Talk.
Now,
all right, go ahead, Tacoma.
Yeah.
Two against one.
You said something earlier. And I corrected you. You said it again. That you started music and we learned from you. Nobody started music. Nobody learns music from anybody in this world. I don't mean even within Africa. Nobody started music and nobody learns music from anybody. That's number one. Then number two, because from the inception of creation of this world, every ethnic group, every nation has its own sound. It dates back to the time of even David, when God in the Bible. I'm a Muslim, but the Bible says, and David sang to the Lord. That's why you have the Song of Psalms. So music is as old as time and as man. So for anybody to come out and say so person started music, so person copied, that's a non-starter. That addressed. Now, you said Abraham Ohenija came to Ghana and started shooting video in Ghana, and that was how Ghanaian music, became very big. No, now, the very first crisp video that came out of Africa was Get Squared by P Square. That was what revolutionized.
But my guy, go check yourself. What you are saying, go check. Which year?
You are sounding insulting. Make I go check myself. You please be.
No. Hold on. No. I beg. Tacoma.
The English.
Yes, sir.
English.
He means go and check yourself. You yourself go check him.
Okay.
You understand? You know you don't say go check yourself.
Literally, what it means is go check yourself. There's something wrong with you.
No. That's not what he meant. He meant I said go and do your research.
Okay, now let me tell you something. The first crisp video, as in 3D video that came out of Africa, I don't mean Nigeria, was Get Squared by P Square. Go check. There's no music. That was 2011. That was 2011. I mean the first crisp. Please mute. I'm still talking now. You go get your time. You go talk. I beg. So that doesn't get rowdy. The first crisp music 3D video that came out of Africa was Get Squared by P Square. Before then, there's no basis for comparison. But because you are bringing all these things, so we have to address them. Before then, go and check Busybody. What was this video? I've lost my train of thought. However, the thing is, we don't look at Ghana. The first time a Ghanaian song will break into Nigeria from in this era, say the early 2000s, was when Goodies had the collaboration with Kenny's, and then the door was broken by this VIP. That was the first time Ghana song will break into Nigeria. Yet Nigerian songs, Danfo Driver, Two-Face, remedies, all has been breaking into Ghana. All of them have been breaking into Ghana. The very first new generation Ghanaian music that Nigerians will be exposed to was VIP. And it was only a Honka Wonu. After that,